Birsa started organizing a fighting force by imparting training to the tribal youth in the use of bows, arrows, and the sword. So now, uh, Birsa he had started to organize the fighting army or a fighting force in order to you can say overthrow the British rule. And how he started organizing the fighting force by giving training to the tribal youth, that means the youngster, that how to use the bow, arrow, and sword. He encouraged people to fight against those who were perpetrating injuries and oppression upon them in one way or the other. So now he started to encourage the people to fight against those who were taking their lands, okay, and to the oppression, that means the British rule. He advised the he advised the Munda farmers not to pay rent to the zamindar. So he also advised the Munda farmers to not to pay the rent to the zamindars. The entire Munda community joined together and attacked mission houses, British settlement, and many police station and killed constables. So now many Munda, that means the whole Munda community, they have come together and they attacked the mission houses, that means the British officer houses, okay, and different types of areas where British had settled, okay, and many police station, and killed many constables. They raised a white flag as a symbol of Birsa Raj. So they also raised the white flag, and the meaning of white flag was a symbol of Birsa Raj. A hunt was organized to capture Birsa. So as Birsa Munda he was organizing these activities in order to stop the British rule in the Ranchi. So now the British they have organized an hunt so that they can capture the Birsa under their control. He evaded arrest for the time, but due to betrayal by some Mundas, he was captured in February 1990s. So again, as many of the, or you can say some of the Munda, they were involved. That means they were working for the British rule. So that's why Birsa Munda was captured by the British rule in the February 1900, in the February 1900. He was put in jail, and where he died. So when he was captured in the year 1990, in the month of February, he was put in jail, and later on he was declared death. The Munda rebellion led to the enactment of the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act of 1908. So now the Munda rebellion now it moves to the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act of 1908. This act tried to help the Mundas by banning Beth Begari. So now the Munda rebellion was you can say converted to, or you can say to help the Munda people. Now a new act was organized, and it was the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act of 1908. And according to this act was that all the Mundas will start banning the Beth Begari. The act assured local customary land rights to the Mundas in their villages. So now, according to this act, it gives the local land rights to the Mundas of the villages. The government also initiated several steps to bring the tribal and the administration closer to each other. So with the help of, that means the government also plays an important role, so that there will be you can say there will be good relation with the tribal people and the administration, that means the British government officials were now stationed closer to the Munda villages, so that they could speedily attend to the grievance of the tribal. So now the government officers, now they were trying to come to the Munda villages, so that they can you can say help the uh, Munda's people. So a painting of the Munda revolt led by Birsa Munda. So this is the painting, and in this painting it is shown the Munda revolt led by the Birsa Munda. The movement showed that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against the injustice inflicted by British government. So the different types of movement which were organized by the tribal people, it showed that now the tribal people they have the potentiality or the capacity to protest against the injustice which were practiced by the British government. The rebellion also contributed to the growing socio-economic, socio-religious consciousness among the tribal in Chota Nagpur. So now, as this revolution had taken place, it also helped in increasing the socio-religious awareness in the Chota Nagpur plateau. Birsa Munda came to be increasingly identified with the aspiration of the tribal. So now, as the Birsa Munda played an important role in order to overthrow the British rule from their area. So now he was recognized as the role model. Okay, some people began to consider him divine and began to worship him. So some people they started following his path, and some began to worship him as God. The Munda rebellion also inspired many other smaller socio-religious movements in the region. So the Munda rebellion also inspired to the different smaller socio-religious movement in the small region of the Ranchi. Northeast, that is the Khasi revolt. So we have studied about the Munda rebellion or Munda revolt. Now we will learn about the famous revolt which had taken place in the northeastern part of India, that is the Khasi revolt. The interference of the British agent and Christian missionaries increased the northeast region of India between 1826 to 1904. So there was a problem, or you can say a huge interference of British rule in the northeastern region of our India between the 1826 to 1904. This made the native inhabitant of the region suspicious of the British intentions. So as the British were interfering in the day-to-day activities of the northeastern people, so now the people of the northeastern places they started you can say having an you can say suspicious or a feeling that there should be some reason, that's why the Britishers are interfering in our day-to-day activities. The Khasis were a prominent tribe who occupy the hilly region between the Jantai Hill. So the Khasi people, they were basically you can say a local tribe who occupy the hilly region between the Jantai Hills. They resented the coming of outsider into their territories, including the European and the Bengal contractors. So they decided that no outsider will be able to enter in their territory. So who were they? They were the Europeans, that means the Britishers, and the Bengal contractor. They even objected to the posting of the British troops at the village of Nong Khal Lao. So they also opposed that no British officers will be appointed at the village of Nong Kha Lao. The Khasis rose into rebellion under the leadership of U. Tyrot Singh. When there was a proposal of constructing a road passing through their area joining Sylhet with Burma, that means Myanmar. So even the Khasi, they revolted against the you can say different types of Britishers and the Bengal contractor, and the leader of the Khasi movement was the U. Tyrot Singh, and even they refused the you can say proposal when the Britishers has said that they will construct a road between the Sylhet with Burma. So they refused this offer. The Khasi chief wanted to drive away the stranger from their territory. So the Khasi chief, that means the main leaders who were leading the Khasi movement, they wanted to throw out the strangers, that means the outsider, from their territory. On 5th May 1829, a strong party of the Khasis, aided by the Garos, another tribe, masquerade a large number of European and Bengalis who were working under them. So in the year 1829, on 5th May, a strong party of Khasi, they have come together with another tribal people, that is Garos, and they killed many Europeans and Bengalis who were working under them. This incident marked the beginning of their revolt against the British. So as they killed a huge number of Europeans and Bengalis, so these incidents marked the beginning of their revolt against the British rule in the Khasi. Therefore, they burned the European settlements, so they also burned the European houses, released the convicts employed in the construction of the road. So what did the British did, that they have captured the poor people and they were forced to work in the different fields. So one of the field was, while making the road, they were forcefully made to work. So they also freed those people who were in the construction of the road and marched towards Cherrapunji in search of Mr. Scott, the political agent of Assam. So after doing these two activities, they marched towards the Cherrapunji, which is a place in the Khasi, in the northeastern place, in the search of Mr. Scott, who was the political agent of Assam. The widespread unrest caused many panic among the British officials, and they had a tough time dealing with the Khasi. So there was a huge amount of rumors which were spread in the Khasi, and there was a you can say panic among the British officers, and they faced a lot of problem in order to deal with the Khasi tribe. Eventually, the British took resort to burning the Khasi village and forced the Khasis to surrender. So, in order to suppress the revolt, what did the British did? They tried to burn the Khasi village and even force the Khasi to surrender. The revolt lasted for around 4 years. That means the Khasi revolt lasted for around 4 years. That means from 1829 to 1833. And with this, we end the chapter.